We're going to have now a short introduction of all the teachers. So I see that Petra Parvati has joined us, and Anna is here, and Malin is also here, and Sky is probably coming soon. Swamiji we don't have online. It's nighttime in Bali for him, so he's sleeping right now. But I can start by introducing him. So Swamiji is our teacher. We have a few teachers, all in the same lineage. And then we, of course, have many other teachers. We've done many different yoga courses, and Sky has studied Ayurveda with Dr. Vasant Lad. He's a famous Ayurveda doctor and teacher. And yeah, we have, of course, so many teachers, and everyone we meet is our teacher, right? It's a matter of an attitude. I want to learn, so then I learn from whomever I meet. But Swamiji is one of our main teachers in the traditional Advaita Vedanta, in the lineage of Swami Dayananda, whom we also studied with until he passed. A beautiful Indian guru. And Swamiji is hard to describe. You got to meet him, and you will meet him if you join the course. And some of you have met him. He has one passion in life, and it's Vedanta. Vedanta includes the whole yoga. The yoga is the preparation for Vedanta also. And when he was 19, he had already been interested for many years, but that's when he found his teacher, Swami Dayananda Saraswati is his full name. And he got accepted to 3.5-year course, residential course, 7 days a week, full time for 3.5 years. And he loved it. I mean, he was in his essence, in his element, you say in English, in that course. And then he stayed on and kept studying. And then he was there for 5 of those courses because he didn't want anything else in life. It's very, very unusual, I think, to have such a strong interest that nothing else is of interest in a way. So he's assimilated all of this ancient Vedic knowledge to the bones. He's completely living it, you know. And any question I have, he can always, you know, he can always answer and refer to what the Shastra says. The Shastra is the Upanishads and the text. And then also because he's a Westerner, he grew up in America, I mean, until he was 19, and after that in India. Now he's 63, I think. He can refer to the text, and he's also understanding it through the Western mind. And that makes a big difference, I feel, because when Indian teachers speak, I often find it harder to find how for it to make sense in my life, because I live a Western modern life, and the Indian culture is so different. And we have to make that bridge from the ancient traditional texts, who used to be an oral tradition, but from that ancient knowledge, we have to bridge how to make sense of that in our modern Western life. And we've had a lot of practice in that, and I feel that we do that well in this training. We put a lot of emphasis on that, and we've had help with Swamiji and our other teacher Radha, who's also a Westerner to start with. And you can come, sweetie. I'm introducing Swamiji. Yeah, so Swamiji is a rare jewel, and we're so happy that he's teaching on our training. He doesn't want to have a lot of students. He wants to study, and then he wants to have some really sincere, dedicated students. So he doesn't teach kind of like beginner classes any longer, except for on this teacher training, and maybe 1 or 2 other students who have deepening courses that he sometimes joins for a few classes. It's very, very rare to get to meet him. And and yeah, he's abundant and he's beautiful and he's so generous, and he loves cooking also. I mean, this kind of a Vedanta is his main interest, but you got to do something also sometimes, right? And you need food. So he's absorbed the Indian motherness. So he cooks every day, lunch and dinner, whether we come or not, because we live neighbors in Bali. Whether we come or not, there's always food for us there. And he just gives. Come over for food anytime, he says. It's so beautiful. Yeah.
He gives and he lives as though it's his last day.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. That's we call him the waterfall, because he just pours out. This is it. If this is what I'm going to say, and something meaningful, and offer something, he lets it all. His heart is totally on his sleeve. His bones are out. It's nothing to hide. It's just fullness. Yeah. So remarkable, rare bird. So very wonderfully, definitely nice to get some time with him. It's blessed us a lot. Changed my life a lot.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful contemplation, like he brings up there, to live every moment as if it was, Swamiji always says, the first and the last. Because the first moment of life is, woo, right? What magic is this? And the last moment of life brings another special, the reverence and the beauty and the gratitude. Can we live every moment as if it's the first and the last moment of life? Yeah, we can. So that's a few words about Swamiji. And then we have, who shall I introduce next? Petra, there's Petra. Then we have Petra Parvati Kalla. She's teaching anatomy and physiology, and she's, I would say, in a similar way that Swamiji has absorbed the Vedanta, she's absorbed those topics. She's a complete fountain of knowledge, and she brings so many interesting aspects into the training. She's also studied yoga therapy, and we're so grateful that she's teaching on this course.
Yeah, she's highly skilled in just adapting the body to your what's happening, what's needed for you now. The asanas and everything, are very flexible in a way. The way she brings like a magic fit, I would say, and also with depth and wisdom and heart. So we love that.
And also standing on knowledge of research. She has physiotherapy education in her luggage as well, or what do you call it, in her background. So let's see what Petra.
Can we bring her to
Yeah, let's see how to do that. Spotlight for everyone.
Can you see me, hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, everyone else disappeared from me. I want to see you all. See if
I think it's because I put spotlight you, so now you have to change your view to gallery view.
I'd rather see you. Oh, there you are. Good. Oh, how lovely to see you all. Yes, and thank you for the introduction, dear Sanna and Sky. Yeah, I love the Sama Yoga methodology. I love the way that you weave so much valuable practices and wisdom for the students, that it's really like a complete package that you get. And for me to come in and add some sprinkles of nerdiness to it, I love to, as Guy said, to make the yoga work for everyone, because the way in for you to experience yourself in a relaxed and full way is kind of through the body. It can be through the body, and we can really use the body as a tool to make ourselves feel different things, right? We can feel energized, we can feel calm, we can feel grounded, we can feel unstable or restless or anxiety. Like all of these emotions, they live in the body, and to learn how to play that instrument through movement, through breath, through the nervous system, that is something that is so, yeah, it's so rewarding to get to know yourself very deeply. And also then as a teacher, when you come out on the other end, how you can adapt the practice. So yes, we need to adapt it perhaps for someone's shoulder or for something in their back, but we also can adapt it based on their energetic states. So there's a lot of layers to it that, I mean, I've been teaching for 20 years and I just continue to explore that with my groups and with my one-on-one sessions. And it's so, yeah, it's a very rewarding thing to be able to serve someone to make them feel at home in their bodies. That's something that I really love to share, so that you can go out and do when you're on the other side. So yeah. I don't know if I should go into any more things, but that was just came to from the heart right now.
Oh, I think that was really beautifully said, and I thank you for those words. I want to join that training. Yeah, great. I didn't know you've been teaching for 20 years. That's a long time. Wow.
It really synchronized with tonight's class. I just brought in the example of music. When you do an asana, it's like a note playing, and it resonates, and you feel that, right, you can choose different notes and hear it in your nervous system. So really, I think it's just another beautiful thing of the synchronization that we have with our teaching.
I think we have similar hearts. We draw from Qigong, both of us, and yeah, there's so many things. Then also because I studied Vedanta, so I also have that background, and I think that we have the same heart, we used to say, and I think it's true.
Yeah, that is very much true. Thank you, Petra. I see Anna here. Let's see if I can spotlight you. I have to replace. Oops. Yeah.
Here, maybe I can start introducing Anna.
Yes.
Because yeah, we met a long time. She's one of my oldest friends in Sweden, and one thing I noticed about her right away was a kindness and sincerity. She was very clear and very honest in her words, and you can see that in her eyes. And I've always enjoyed her sweet and kind presence, whole thing. And then as we got deeper together with the yoga, then she came on board the summer yoga. It's been what, 12 or 13 years?
It's like, yeah,
15, I don't know how many years.
I've been around 12, I think.
Yeah, okay.
More.
So she knows the ins and outs of how summer yoga operates, and blesses us in many ways with her offerings, which maybe Sanna can say.
Yeah,
some more things.
And she's also a dedicated Vedanta student. Both her and Petra and us are part of a 3.5-year course with our teacher Radha that runs over many years. It's a few weeks or a few months each year. And so she knows the whole Vedanta to the core, and I'm often amazed at how beautifully she handles all situations in life. When challenges come up, I feel so inspired to see how Anna has absorbed a graceful receiving of life. And then with the yoga, she studied, of course, Sama yoga, and she's a yin yoga teacher and restorative yoga teacher, and she studied also a lot of hatha yoga and many different styles of yoga for the past, I don't know, 20, 25 years, something like that. So we're really, really grateful to have her as part of the team and also do some of the teaching. And then maybe you want to say a few words?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm Anna, or can also call me Ananya. Yeah, I'm a Sama yoga student for quite some years with Sky and now also Sanna, and I'm a yoga teacher for about 12 years too, I think. And on the course, and you'll also meet me because I answer emails and make invoices for you. So I feel very fortunate to get to actually, I feel like I meet you even before I see you in person if I don't know you. So I hopefully I answer your emails, and if I don't, it may be because they're in your spam. So you can always look there. And so we'll be in touch there, and I'm present at, hopefully I'll be there at all steps this time. Anyway, I'm present throughout the training, not for the full 30 days, but for a good part of it. And I teach on the side of the Sky and the other teachers. I teach about Yin principles of yoga and restorative yoga that I really have a big value for. What happens when we really rest on a deep level. And I teach about asanas, yoga positions too, about how we can adjust them for different bodies and especially for beginners. And I also teach about like how we can practically become teachers, like what do I do now? Like, do I call the yoga studios, or do I put up a note at ICA, or like, so yeah, so I'm there with you, and I love to be there with you. Yeah, it's really rewarding, and these 12 years I know it's a good course, and I think one thing I want to highlight is that in this course, because we as teachers, especially the main crew, we're really available also, like before the steps and between the steps and after the course, like, and we are there as teachers and also as kind of like friends. We prefer to be, when we're not teaching or answering a question, we prefer to be friends. And I think that to have like yoga, kind of like yoga friends, yoga communities, is maybe the most important thing of living a yoga life, because then you're so strengthened to walk a yoga life, and that's why we want to stay together on the steps, like live together, and we have some sharings, and we have sharings between the steps, like we have a group contact, and we know, like when we see you in yoga festivals in the summer, there will be like a little gang gathering up, like that's the old yoga, Sama yoga teachers coming together and almost know each other because we've been through the same thing. Also me, I've been through the same thing, and I just want to say that there will be group support, and there will be teachers, friends, and that's a really important part of it, of like to meet in a few times every step, 2-3 times we meet in sharings and smaller sharing groups, and we do things together, and Now it's like we're going on a camp. We're really not that so much, but we have a full-on course of teachings. But it's really important that to also be friends, I think. So.
Thank you, Anna. I think that's an important aspect with the support that you bring up, and that reminds me of this story that you told me. One of your friends who just joined a yoga teacher training with a really famous yoga teacher in Sweden. I don't want to mention any names, but how was it? She there was no time to ask questions, right? And
the teachers taught their classes and then they basically left. And there weren't even time in the end to ask questions. And okay, sorry. And sorry. And yeah, there were no group support at all. She didn't get to know anyone in the course. She tried, but yeah, maybe also people weren't so interested, but there were no support or no availability, and they had lots of tasks they had to do every month on a special date, otherwise they wouldn't like get the diploma. And yeah, it was very, very different from us, and that's why I say this thing, because it made me understand how that's a special thing that I'm sure many teacher trainings have, but some don't.
And then you told me that the day before the final teaching assignment, she got to know which pose, like one pose to teach, and then she had misunderstood, right? Didn't you say that? And then
task, and then they had like 5 minutes to teach one pose. That was their test, and then she had misunderstood
which asana to teach, right?
To teach, and then she wasn't qualified, godkänd for the diploma. But well, she had to pay more money, and then she got to teach like an hour or something for a teacher. So then she was kind of punished, and then she needed to pay more, I mean, for the presence of that teacher after, and I think she got her diploma in the end. But it's, yeah, we do it differently.
Yeah, we do the exact opposite of that.
Yeah. And we also have home opportunities, we call them, because we don't like to police you. We think through really what because of course that adds up, but you don't have to do anything. We share them because we know they have been valuable for many people who choose to do them. So we recommend you to spend that time, and you can also send in some of them to us, and we're not even checking a list who did it, but we send you some feedback. So that also she didn't get any feedback on anything, just on her course. But we give you some feedback on some of the assignments and recommend some books and some practices, some asanas, and but not the thing you need. Okay, I'm not gonna say that.
Now we all get curious. Yeah, I think that story, we just heard that story, and it made a big impact on me, because I didn't think that would be possible in the yoga world to treat your students like that. And what is this? And we realized, all of us, then also how special this course is in so many ways other than what we knew before. Thank you so much, Anna, for introducing yourself. And now we have Malin. Is this Malin here? Yeah, there is Malin. Let's see if I can see you.
Hey.
I can go. So this is, we call her our angel, Malin. She came to the teacher training as a student many years ago, and then she came back many times as a volunteer. And then we realized we need her as an assistant. And she's been, she really is an angel. She's there with such a supportive, loving, and caring presence, and she can really see each person she meets, I feel, in a beautiful and way where you feel seen, you know. And she helps us by taking care of all sorts of little practical things, like setting up the room before class, and checking what's needed for each class, and taking care of the volunteers. We have old students as volunteers who help us with all sorts of practical things, and she helps us sometimes with the kids. We have volunteers also who help us play with the kids when we're on the course, so that we can focus as much as possible on you. And Malin is just an angel. She also helps answer emails on some of the home opportunities and read through them, and give some of the feedback there. And now I don't know how we ever did it without her, because she's just great.
Mhm. And at the same time, she also joins all the classes, and that she can. She still has a value for being there and taking the classes fresh. And one thing I deeply appreciate, she knows me and understands me, and understand that I can forget things. She anticipates very well with timing and all that. So it just fills in the gaps and just adds that smoothness between things and connectivity, you know. And she's just there, just harmonizing the course so nicely. And then somehow amongst it all, manages to take care of our backs and necks a little, gives us a nice rub, and makes sure that's okay too, you know. I mean, it's like,
And she also adds, we try to see each student as much as we can, and, you know, check how people are feeling. And we know on day 4 usually a lot of emotions come up, usually how it is. And we also try, Anna and me and Sky on step 1 especially, meets privately with everyone. But sometimes things can come up emotionally on a transformative training like this. Things will come up, you know, because we meet ourselves, and then there can be emotions, and there can be pain, and can meet all sorts of things inside. And Malin is also there as an extra person to see, oh, that person left class. Maybe I check in and see how she's doing. Maybe she wants some support and an ear who can listen for a moment, and then she can do that if we cannot. Or maybe she just wants to be alone, but at least I can check in with her. And that's important. And we try to do that as much as we can. And Malin really helps with that. Yeah. And then on top of that, of course, she's a yoga teacher, and she's also a massage therapist, and she studied all sorts of different psychology things and spirituality things and shamanic things also. She's a wealth of knowledge also, and that shines through, of course, in her presence on the course. Do you want to say a few words, Malin?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, good. I'm on the road, so I don't have my computer. I'm on the phone, and I'm sitting here with my sister Maria. Hello. She's
Hey,
been,
Maria.
I think, in the first class you joined, Maria, today.
Yes.
We were out on the grass, so thank you so much. And it was really good. And yes, I've been through the steps, the Sama Yoga training, and I have the possibility to come back to the source by volunteering, me and other people coming with me to this year. It's Evgenia and Gilla and Helena. I can't see if they are there, but if they are, hello. So it's not me by myself. We are more than me. And yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm there also to, yeah, as Sanna and Sky filled in, to answer your questions, and also between the steps, and doing all the practical things around so everything goes smooth. yeah, what more to say? Yeah, you're in for a treat, and for me it has been life-changing, and it's with me every day, the Sama Yoga and the Vedanta. And sometimes it's more, in the beginning for me, it was more the poses, the asanas, and then came the pujas and the Vedanta, and it's like going in and through life, what's more important or what's most valuable for me at the moment. So it's always there, and I'm so grateful for that. And it's an ongoing journey, life journey. So that is what I have to say now. So thank you, and I hope to see you there. And if you have questions, you can just send me a message on Messenger. I think my number is here somewhere, and I can phone you. I live in Gothenburg. Sometimes the question comes afterwards, so please just ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Malin, for being so available and helpful, and for everything you share.
I can also forward any questions if you email to any of the teachers, Malin or Petra.
Can we say a couple of words about what we teach also? I guess we haven't. I'll say a couple of words, short words about what I teach. So I teach the other things that are not the physical asana things, even though I am an asana teacher also. But when I found Vedanta, then that became my main passion. And before that, I had meditation as a twice daily practice since I was 16 years old, and really feeling like I found a home in the meditation. So I will teach meditation, and I will teach some Vedanta and yoga as a lifestyle, including and especially the attitudes and the things that help us on a mental, psychological, and emotional level to gain harmony and stability inside and love. I teach some psychology also, because we bring in the psychology of how to be a friend to ourselves and how to meet my inner child. And that also is important when we teach to other people, if you do start teaching, because we often relate to the other people's inner children, right? Other people are not always in their adult mind. Sometimes it's the inner child we relate to. So we have to understand psychology in order for keeping healthy relationships. And then I teach Puja, which is ceremony and ritual and bridging the gap from the Eastern to the Western modern life, in how and why that is important and why it's a tool that we can really, really benefit from in life. Bring in a little bit of Sanskrit and also chanting. Sanskrit because it's the language of the yoga. So we get pronunciation correctly, and we just get a little bit of background in the Sanskrit. And also chanting. We learn quite a bit of chanting, and we learn a bit about the benefits and how it also is a tool for the mind. Mantra is a tool for a mind. So, and then I meet people privately also and can give coaching and guidance on where you are at in each moment when that's needed also.
Yes, and I'm teaching the Sama Yoga form, of course. So we go through all the movements and get the basics and the foundation, and also how to teach that so that we can really embody it, and more it can be part of your natural exploration. I teach Ayurveda, specifically the 5 elements, and we see how the earth, water, fire, air, and space compose the body, and also how we can work with them with the with the physical things, and also with our lifestyle as well, how to sort of maintain the health and healthy fire and all that. So those kind of, it's like giving you the Ayurvedic glasses, and you wear those for a while, and you kind of see through the world that way and gain understanding. I still have my glasses on, so but you can take them on and off and get the vision of that. I also lead the forest philosophy, which is teaching really the feet of the yoga. The first two things in the foundation is the yamas and niyamas, things that really bless us when we do them, and things that can really conflict us and hurt us if we do those as well. So what we can do and what it's good to avoid, those kind of things. But I think I teach it with a lot of humor and spice, and with my teacher Swamiji's words in my heart, making it practical, livable, not just giving you a list, these are the 10 and but to really kind of know it and watch it in yourself and see. And I'm also leading pujas and some of the rituals we do, and I'm just there for your support and love and ongoing contribution to the world. So those are some of the things.
And Sky also gives you also give a personal program to each student.
Right.
Meet privately.
Yeah.
See what you would like to.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so we have a personal meeting, and there we find out what's a good practice for you at this time in your life, and something that you can develop and work with, and you kind of memorize it inside, and then you have that, and then you can give it back, and you can build on it and change it and maneuver it around and all that. So it also becomes a nice part of your yoga foundation, and and that's a good way we get to know each other a little better in those moments too. Yeah.